My question is to the Treasurer. What does the recent economic data mean for the budget in May, and how will the budget help clean up the mess the government inherited?
Great question. Give the call to the Treasurer.
Thanks, Mr Speaker. Thanks to the member for Boothby for all of her hard work and for her great question. Earlier today, Mr Speaker, we got news that monthly inflation was steady at 3.4%. This means that monthly inflation is at its lowest level in more than 2 years. It also means that monthly inflation is now almost half what we inherited when we came to office. 3.4 now, 6.1 when we came to office. Now, as I said earlier in the week, Mr Speaker, the monthly inflation figure is a bit less reliable than the quarterly one. Monthly bounces around a bit. And in the quarterly data, we're making even more progress. We inherited 2.1%. It's now 0.6%, Mr Speaker. Still higher than we would like, but the direction of travel when it comes to inflation is welcome. It's encouraging and it's clear. And we're especially encouraged in today's numbers, Mr Speaker, by new analysis by the ABS, which I can share with the House. Rent over the last year, Mr Speaker, was 7.6%, too high, but it would have been 9.2% without our budget. But the one I want those opposite to particularly focus on, Mr Speaker, is when you look at the electricity price rises since June of last year, they have gone up 3%. You know what they would have been were it not for our energy plan? 18.1%. 3%, 18.1% since the middle of last year. When they voted no to our energy rebates, they voted yes to even higher inflation. Mr Speaker, that's not an opinion, that is a fact. It means that our cost of living relief is working as we designed it to, and we see it in the figures. We're getting inflation down as an important part of ensuring that people are earning more and keeping more of what they earn. Now, we've got inflation moderating, we've got wages growing. That means we've turned real wages around. We inherited negative 3.4%, and they are now growing again. So real wages are growing, inflation is moderating, and unemployment is falling in the most recent data, Mr Speaker. But we do acknowledge we've also got a slowing economy. We've also got global uncertainty, and people are still under pressure. And these are the three most important pressures and influences on the budget that we'll hand down from this dispatch box in May when the parliament next sits, Mr Speaker. We will find the best balance of relief, repair and reform. Cost of living relief built on a tax cut for every single taxpayer. Repair of the budget and reform of our economy so that we can attract and deploy investment in ways that deliver a new generation of growth and productivity and competitiveness, so that we can get the budget in better nick without neglecting the pressures that we know people are still under, despite the welcome and encouraging news on inflation today.